Hello proud owners of Canon 700D, welcome to my channel. This channel is dedicated to Canon 700D and here we are going to explore all the features and functionalities of Canon 700D. This is the first tutorial, and to set the expectations right, in this tutorial we will only talk about how to set up your new camera, its nomenclatures and what it means. We won't go into the details in this tutorial, but in upcoming tutorials we will see things in more details. Okay, so let's get started with a basic setup. So this is my Canon 700D camera. Let's start with the battery compartment first. So at the bottom you will see a battery compartment. I'll open this, and this is where you're going to place the battery. So this is how you place the battery in the battery compartment. Okay, on the right side there's a card slot wherein you're going to place the SD card. Okay, so just push it forward, it will open up, and this is where I'm going to place the SD card. So this is how you place the SD card. Okay, now as soon as we are going to close this cover, you're going to see this light blinking. This is called as access lamp. You see this blinking light? This is called as access lamp, and it indicates that your camera is reading data from the SD card. Now in the front side we have a body cap here. This cap provides protection to the mirror and the sensor inside from dust. So whenever you are not using your camera, I would suggest you to always put the body cap on. Okay, let me remove the body cap. Okay, now here on the top we have the power switch. So I'll turn it on again. Okay, now here you also have the option of movie making. So if you want to shoot a movie, you can just, switch to this mode. Then on the front side again, this part of steel that you're seeing is actually the lens mount. This is the lens mount where we mount the lens basically. Now how to mount a lens, I'll show you. I've got a Canon 50mm 1.4 f-stop lens, and on the lens you will see a red dot here. Similarly you will see a red dot here on your camera. So what you need to do is you need to match these two red dots. Okay, and then turn the lens in the clockwise direction. Okay, now another important thing which I want to mention is when you are moving your lens in the clockwise direction, you will see a click sound. That means that your lens is now locked and it's safe now. You see that click sound? Now that sound comes basically because of a lock pin which we are going to discuss. This is a lens release button here. So if you want to take off your lens, you can just press this and move the lens in the anti-clockwise direction, which will take the lens off from your camera. Now this is the lock pin that I was talking about. The click sound is because of this lock pin. So what happens is when you put the lens and you move it to the clockwise direction, this particular pin, it gets locked with the lens. Okay, so this is the lock pin. Then there is a mirror inside. You can see there is a mirror inside, and behind this mirror there is a sensor. So I can show you how this mirror and sensor thing works here. So my camera, let me open the LCD. Okay, we are here on the manual mode, and as soon as I press this release shutter, you will see the mirror moving. You see? So what happens is when the mirror moves, it allows the light to fall on the sensor and the sensor captures the images. So that's how it works. Now let's see what all other options we have on the front side of the camera. Now this part is called as grip. You know, this part is called as grip, and this is how you're gonna hold your camera. Okay, so this is the grip. Then we have this oval shape thing that you can see here. This is actually a wireless remote control sensor. So you can release shutter using a remote control. I will talk about how you can use a remote control to take a picture in my upcoming tutorial. Now here you will see that this is a red eye reduction. This lamp is used when you are taking pictures with a flash, and it helps you to reduce the red eye. Okay, and here is the flash button. So there's a built-in flash in your camera, and if you're taking pictures in a low light condition, then you can use the flash by pressing this button. So the flash pops out. This is a flash button. Okay, and at the bottom there's another button here. It is called as depth of field preview button. So you can preview the depth of field, or DOF, using this button. Okay, then on the left side we have two terminal covers. Let me open the first one. Here you will see that there are 2 points available. The first one is a wired remote shutter control. You can use this when you are taking pictures on tripod with a low shutter speed, and you don't want to press the shutter button which will shake the picture. You don't want to press this button. You want to take a sharp picture, so you can plug in a wired remote control here. Then at the bottom you have mic plug-in. Let's say you are recording a video with your own voice and you want better quality voice, then you can plug in a mic here. Okay, so this is the first terminal cover. Now let me open the second one. These are basically the outputs. So you have AV out and you have HDMI out. Yeah, so you can connect your camera and see the output on a TV or a computer. Right, so you can provide the output of a camera using these slots. Now let's go to the top view. Okay, so here you see these two. These two are actually microphones. If you are shooting a movie, the sound will be recorded through these microphones. Then there's a built-in flash, which I already told you about. And here we have a hot shoe. You can mount an external flash here on the hot shoe. If you don't want to use the built-in flash and you have a better quality external flash, you can mount here using the hot shoe. Now let me put on my lens to the camera. Okay. Now here at the top we have main dial. Now this is called as a main dial, and you can control the shutter speed with the main dial. Shutter speed is actually the length of time a camera shutter is open when taking a photograph. So it said that keep high shutter speed for sharp images and keep low shutter speed for creating more pronounced motion blur effect and longer streaks of light. So let me show you how this main dial works. So I'm in a manual mode here. Okay, so let me move this main dial and you will see this thing moving, right? So 1/200 means that the picture will be taken in 200th of a second, right? So this is the function of main dial. Then just besides that you have a ISO button here. This is the ISO button. And ISO basically means the sensitivity of the sensor inside your camera. So you got to keep a low ISO when there is ample light, like a sunny day, or you can keep a high ISO when there is less light available. Okay, now let me show you. I'll press this ISO button and you can see different ISO settings which are available to me here. The auto, 100, 200, 400. So basically what happens is it's always suggested and been said that you try to keep the ISO as low as possible, but sometimes it happens that, let's say you are shooting a music concert, and there is very less light, then you can move to a higher ISO setting. Okay, so this is ISO. Then you have a mode dial here. So you can select different modes from this mode dial. And basically we have two types of modes which are available to us here. We have the basic modes from here to here. These are the basic modes, and these four are called as creative modes. Right, so these modes give you more control for shooting various subjects. These creative modes, they will give you more control for shooting various subjects. Whereas the basic modes, all you do is press the shutter button, the camera sets everything to suit the subject or scene. And there are very few controls which are available in the basic modes. Okay, now I'll tell you quickly what these mode means. This P stands for program. Then we have TV, which means shutter priority. Then we have AV, which means aperture priority. And M stands for manual exposure. You will get most of the controls here in M, in the manual mode. Then we have the auto mode here. So this is the auto mode. Then you have no flash mode. So basically the difference between auto mode and no flash mode is that everything remains same, just that the flash will not pop out. Okay, then you have creative art. Then you have portrait, you have landscape, close-up, sports, and special scene mode. So special scene mode is basically used when you are going for night portraits, or you are taking a handheld night scene. In those cases you use the special scene setting. So again, I'll be creating a separate tutorial wherein I'll discuss about all the details of these modes and how we can use it and when we should use which mode basically. Now let's go to the back side wherein you have most of the controls available. Now this is called as a viewfinder. So you can see through the viewfinder and you can take a picture, or you can also see the picture in the LCD, and that is called as live view shooting. So for that you got to press this button. This button is called as live view shooting button, and as soon as I press it, you'll see the picture. I can see the picture in this LCD screen. So I can either use this LCD screen or I can use this viewfinder, okay, to take the picture. Okay, now here this dial is basically called as dioptric adjustment knob, and this is used to adjust viewfinder clarity. So turn it left or right until you see 9 focus points clearly. So Canon 700D has got 9 focus points. Okay, so this dioptric adjustment knob is basically for the viewfinder to see the 9 focus points clearly. Okay, now the next button is the aperture button. This one. So use this button in conjunction with the main dial to change the aperture. Aperture is nothing but a space through which light passes. The wider the aperture, the more light will fall on the sensor, and the smaller the aperture, the less light will fall on the sensor. So let me show you how we can change this aperture with the help of this button. So press this button and use in conjunction with the main dial. So you see the setting is changing here. The aperture is changing. Okay, then you have quick control button. So in whichever mode you are, currently we are in manual mode, and if I press this quick control button, it will take me to the control in the manual mode. So here I am, and I can change all the settings here. So this is the functionality of the quick control button. If I am in, let's say, another mode, let's say if I am in AV mode, then it will take me to the controls of the AV mode here. Alright. Okay, then we have cross keys here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, these are called as a cross keys. The top one is called as a white balance selection button. The bottom one is called the picture style selection button. Then on the left side you have drive mode selection button, and on the right side you have autofocus. Again, in this tutorial we are not going to discuss the details. I'll be uploading few more videos wherein we'll discuss the details of these cross keys and how we can use it. Then you have a playback button here. So whatever pictures that I have taken, I can press this playback button and I can view those pictures. So you see, I can press these left and right cross keys and I can browse through the pictures. Then you have an erase button here. You can click on this erase button and that will delete a picture. Okay. Then at the top you have zoom in and zoom out button. Well, these buttons have some more functionalities also, but as of now you can just remember them as zoom in and zoom out button. Then let's see what's there at the bottom. At the bottom you have a tripod socket wherein you can fit your tripod. Right, and there are two more buttons here, menu and info. So menu button, when you press the menu button, it will take you to these menus and you can, select different settings. And info button is just to show the info. Okay, so I think that covers the basic functionalities of your camera. And in the next tutorial, we'll learn the basic of photography, and we will discuss basically three things. We'll discuss ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to stay tuned. Bye bye friends.